So if we look at these setups, there's your posture before and after.
Oh, yeah.
So that is kind of like the old, oh, hang on, curve line went up. That's kind of your head down, bend knees, straight arms, can't move, trying to keep things very rigid, very stiff. As you went back here now, both arms sort of locked out there. As a result of that movement there, sort of rising up a little bit, as we can see. As you come back to the golf ball, hitting the ground behind the golf ball, very limited follow through. This foot doesn't move at all, okay? Sort of striking that ball there, out to the right there. And again, haven't come off that back foot at all, yeah? So this position here now, you're going to build up. We said start with the feet together, get your spine angle, as we said, roughly 90 degrees. You're close enough. They don't get protracted. I sort of measuring it to like 1 degree. I mean, it's a sort of ballpark figure, okay? Get yourself over the ball there with a bit less knee flex. As I said, from a visual point of view, you should be able to see your laces because your knees aren't bending so much. The more you bend your knees, put your head down, the more upright your spine gets, and the more then you're going to struggle to reach the golf ball, yeah? Because your shoulders now from here are nearer the golf ball. If you bend your knees in and your spine angle goes up more, you're further from the ball. So
it would be better to get my chest.
I wouldn't say much more, to be fair. That's where you were the last sort of few shots, and you were hitting some nice numbers there, okay? Most people have got a range between, if we say 90, so I'm in the middle. There's not many guys who go beyond that, but most people are in 80 and 90 degrees. I say 90 because people know what a 90 degree. If you say, oh, get your body at 81, what's 81 degrees? I can't picture that in my head kind of thing. So it's a rough guesstimate to start with, okay? But then from that position now, as you can see, when you rotate, things can bend. So the club now can get back above your shoulder. You can make a full backswing. And the key thing is now as you come back to the golf ball, you can see the bit of shifting onto that left foot we talked about, striking the ball nicely. And look at the finish position, yeah?
Yeah.
He's moved. I've not said to move that foot. You've just been able to move now because you're not keeping your head down. You're not locking your arms out. Look with the club finish up over your shoulder there now with a good move. And this was very sort of locked arm, straight arm, kind of bunting it. And even if you did it a reasonable shot, chances are it would kind of curve out to the right and go sort of weak in terms of contact. You're the last previous shot, 135 yards, that last one. This was like 100 plus yards there because it was a little bit ground first, but at least it's flying nice and straight there down the range, as you can see, hitting a pretty decent shot there. And all because your body's able, and if you just, again, you watch a swing, there's no tension in that swing, whereas previously, when you set up, it just looks like the club looks heavy.
So you can only do so much.
Exactly, yeah. So you can only do like 70, 78 yards, and that was actually a reasonable strike, yeah. So 78 yards compared to 130, that's double the distance, nearly. Yeah. So, but that's only coming from your ability now to move. It's like saying to someone who's trying to run 100 meters as fast as they can, and actually squatting down, tensing their biceps, head down, and trying to run. You wouldn't go very fast, would you? Yeah. If we said, okay, just stand a bit freer and actually be able to move as fast as you can, boom, away you're going. Now the speed's going to start increasing. You're able to swing the club more freely and hit the ball further with, in theory, less effort. That's the thing. I think most people, when they first start playing golf, they watch guys on the bays next and whacking it 100 plus. They go, how are they whacking so far? These old boys, all these men and women, forever. They're like, and they're younger, fitter, stronger, taller, and they're counting the ball as far as them. Yeah. Because they're able to create speed by swinging and allowing body parts to bend and move. Yeah. Joints have to hinge and move, yeah? If we try and lock things out, keep our head still, keep our head down and lock things, really, really difficult, yeah? So, main summary, your distance from the ball might have to increase a hair, but your posture over the ball is the key thing, okay? Get your back nice and straight over the golf ball so you can get in a position where you can at least now reach the ground. I would say from a practice perspective at home, you need to hit golf balls, but just put 2 objects, 2 tees, 2... Anything, if you do make contact, it's not going to smash something you're aiming towards. So don't put a golf ball or anything that's any valuable, okay? And then just get used to swinging between those 2 objects, which you can see you do nicely on that one there now. Perfect. Twisting through. Just learn to hit the ground through those 2 objects. Do that for 5 minutes. Just set yourself a target. Maybe on Monday, I'll do tiny little swings so I can guarantee it, okay? Just start there and just go boom and give you 10 swings in a row and then you're done. Yeah. And then you might want to do, okay, I want to do 10 more, okay? You might do 10 more, and then your job's done. Then tomorrow, I'll go a bit longer, yeah? And then Wednesday, I'll go a bit longer again. And by Thursday and Friday, you're making full swings, and you hit the tee peg a few times, I might miss the ground a few times, but at least you're starting to develop that skill of hitting the ground at the ball and just after, as opposed to either hitting the ground over here somewhere, or back here, or missing it completely.
Yeah, I've got one of those green mats that you swing it, it tells you which direction it's gone.
Exactly, With that though, it sometimes moves, doesn't it, when you hit it? So I've seen that. The ones that it changes colour, it goes across. I've seen them before.
They got me. I could do it. Great. I was like, oh, my shots went straight. I don't know what's the problem here, man.
A lot of that is club face, which would have come from the grip stuff we changed. So with the handle being slightly forward, that grip has slightly tweaked over. Does that make sense? So
yeah.
Cool. So have a couple more then, and I'll load this up and send it through then, Sean. Okay, mate.